Greetings, sending awesome, warm, positive vibrations this early day. So, shout out to all of my early risers. If you're one of those people that experience the early morning as a power hour, I'm sending you a shout out because I know that the early morning is special to me. There's so much that can be accessed in the very early hours of the morning. So while it's nice and quiet before your children get up, before folks start making demands on you, before the phone starts ringing, I'm going to take a few moments intentionally to turn within and to be very mindful of our breath and to be mindful of our presence, our spirit presence within this body temple. So we're going to do that accessing the very simple free tool that we have on board that quite often we don't access and we don't leverage it, and that's something we do all the time, which is breathing. Right. So we're going to find a nice, comfortable position. If you need to sit upright in the chair, you're welcome to do so that we can keep the spine nice and straight, including the cervical spine, this part of the head. We want to keep it nice and straight and to pull it in, right here, but just pulling it in naturally so that it's in alignment with the rest of the spine. And we're going to roll our shoulders around, down, and back. Your eyes can be closed or your eyes can be open. You can find a comfortable place for your hands, palms up, palms down, on your knees, hands together, whatever is most comfortable for you. But we're just going to dial into the breath and we're going to see if perhaps intentionally breathing, something so simple, can make a difference in our mood and us being more grounded during the course of the day. And when I say grounded, I'm saying kind of like having a presence that can keep you, right? A mental or internal presence that can keep you kind of awake and not sleepwalking in the presence of triggers, because there are triggers. There's triggeration, as I like to call it, all around us. There's a state of triggeration, things that are tripping off the primal part of your brain to protect itself, often at the same time, self-sabotaging our peace of mind, our heart rate, and our health, right? So we're going to access one of many tools. We're going to access the breath. The distinction is that we're going to do it intentionally, right? So we have a nice upright position, and the bowl of our pelvis, right, is not here. We're sitting upright, and the bowl of the pelvis is tucked this way, nice and even, the pelvis, so that we're not pinching our lower back. Discomfort in the body can be a distraction from relaxation, and sometimes we may not notice all the different points within the body where we're experiencing discomfort. And so we're going to breathe through the nose and out through the nose, paying attention to whether or not the inhale and the exhale are synchronized, and if they're nice and long, and if they're deep, or if we're breathing from here to here, which is very shallow, which can be almost like hyper ventilating, just in not being aware and conscious. So we want to open the lungs more and breathe more deep from the lungs. So it's not anything, we don't need one more thing to worry about, right? This is not worry, it's more awareness. We want to be able to calm ourselves down and to exercise the muscle of intentional, internal quiet. And that actually, once you try to do that, you may realize it takes some effort. Any sounds that come out, if they relax and that's fine. So you're gonna listen and allow your body to express relaxation. Okay, here we go. So how does that feel? Just intentionally taking time to realize and be aware of your presence in your body, as opposed to a good portion of the day going mindlessly via your thoughts. Like you're here, but you're all just in your thoughts and running away with your thoughts and reacting to your thoughts, and also the thoughts being projected onto you from the screen. So the breath is one of many tools that we can use to not only make ourselves feel better, calm ourselves down, but neutralize stress. Neutralize stress. It's not that the stressful things aren't happening. We can actually intentionally neutralize them, but it does take a conscious decision, a decision. So perhaps now is a good time to tap into your own divine, onboard, innate intelligence that each and every one of us were born with. And perhaps ask a question of something that you're working on or working through. It could be a self sabotaging vice, maybe wanting to get to the root of a vice, to deactivate a vice. Maybe there's a project that you're working on that you want to garner more focus. You can ask yourself things, for example, like a good one, maybe one I think of today is like, is there something missing? What's missing? What is missing? If there's something that I'm not doing. And it can really build a lot of confidence to tap into your own guidance. There's so many sayings. I can't go with all sayings, and I find some sayings um, can have a tendency to make us not think critically. And however, you can come up with your own sayings or things that come from within you and to question things. But a good contemplation in order to be inner guided. So, and let me just say, I am not a guru and I don't like to tell grown folks what to do. I think it can be much more effective and powerful when we learn to tap into our own onboard, innate, divine intelligence that each one of us were born with. So, let's say, for example, what's missing? Is there something missing? Is there something that I'm not paying attention to? Is there something that I'm not doing? And then perhaps because you're by yourself and I'm not there with you, I can't see, you can breathe, access your breath, right? Because your breath can definitely affect your mental state and your openness to solutions. And perhaps allow yourself to be vulnerable to your own self and to really answer that question for yourself and not run off to the next thought, but sit with it. Is there anything missing? And you could perhaps, if you have your journal handy, write a few words or a few sentences inside the journal about what is missing. Answer your own question. Answer. I can be a catalyst, but I can't do your push-ups for you. I can't go make your green juice for you. Consistently, that is something I can support you and I can be a catalyst. However, there's certain work to get the results that we want. We will have to do it ourselves. Now, support makes sense, but it really does require commitment and decision, and to not beat ourselves up. As once we make the decision and we observe what comes up, the beautiful thing is we can take a lot of the worry that is consuming us and we can actually use it to our advantage. So the breath and relaxation on purpose, different things are going on. We can dial in. Perhaps we're so busy in our thoughts. One thing I'm big on is create support for yourself. So if you need to put this back on and play it again, play it in the afternoon, the evening, put it on. But I don't know how this thing works. You can repeat it. Give yourself the support so you're not running away with all the thoughts and the worry. I don't know about any of you, but do you realize how many hours of the day of our life, how many years and months are wasted or not maximized or not leveraged in worry? And worry, as if worrying is going to change something. Worry is not the habit, and it's a habit of worry, is not us getting into action. And can we perhaps take worry and use it to our advantage? I'm big on reframing the narrative. So, what can we do with this worry if we are already in a habitual pattern of worry? Well, one of the things I found is we can give ourselves um, tangible examples, and success breeds success. And giving ourselves tangible examples of success and overcoming, we can then start to put some other kinds of thought patterns in our subconscious. So, for example, when you've completed a successful movement practice, aka exercise session, vigorous choice movement session, even if it's challenging, even if you may discover, oh my gosh, I'm not as strong as I thought I was, what it does for you mentally, the sense of empowerment, the sense of when you overcome something, oh my gosh, it's going to give you a smile on your face. Even if you find that it's so challenging, the fact that you completed it is going to give you such a sense of personal integrity. So, perspective, is everything. So, we can actually take the worry and flip it on its head and use it to our advantage just by simply first observing it. And one of the things to observing the worry is the breath, and using the breath to see where and distinguish where our thoughts are going. Then we can distance ourselves enough mentally so then we can say, like, wow, notice an Asher intelligence. Is this a habit? Have I just been looping worry? And is worry give me any kind of result? Is it affecting my body chemistry a certain kind of way? My stomach acid? Is it going to make me want to medicate myself with food? So we can actually take the worry and we can flip it, reframe our narrative so that we can use everything that's happening around us by a decision and make it work for us. We can distinguish if we can step back, again, using the tool of the breath. We can notice worry, get into action. And we can also create support for ourselves because it can be very challenging. It's easy to underestimate the straitjacket that worry can be. And ultimately, it doesn't give us any kinds of results unless we reframe our narrative and we use it as a catalyst. So, reframing the narrative, worry. Let's say there's an old saying, and this one I reframe a narrative in a second. I came from a religious family. Call the devil by his name and tell him he's a lie. Him, it, her, the principle of it. And so if you actually call up something you're worried about, um, let's say you're worried about, and some of our fears are big, being out on the street, or um, never achieving something. So what you can do is call it by its name. You can write it down, right? First of all, you can take it out of your head and you can write it down. And you can breathe into that worry and say, I'm worried about this. I'm worried about being out on the street. And what you can do is you can role play it. And what would you do? You have divine intelligence. What kind of resources can you, honorable resources that honor and um, protect you? Your person, your mental health, your emotional health. What kind of solutions can you come up with on your own? Can you use that to help you take care of yourself so you can be calm and to see clearly enough to get into action? Um, do you have relationships that you nurture that honor and protect you? And when you're honoring and protecting yourself, do you cultivate relationships that are substantial, um, where there's mutual investment, right? And every currency, there's money is a currency, but that's not the only currency. Um, we have resourcefulness, we have skills, we have motivation. There's so many skills. That could be cleaning, that could be organizing, that could be childcare, that could be helping someone write grants or write papers or taking a load off of somebody else? What kind of valuable resources that do we all have? We have the ability to come up with solutions. We also have access to these screens. So I strive to make a positive use of the internet. And so, if we can reclaim our confidence and coming up with solutions, and this is one of the things that relaxation can provide, this space. And I guarantee you, if you, the worry can waste your workout, can waste your vigorous movement session, can waste your movement meditation, which is one of the things that can make you feel, oh my gosh, the sense of integrity more so than just how you look. How you look is just an extension of how you feel about yourself. And if you're doused in worry, likely we will manifest energetically and physically more weight, right? And it can rob us of our ability to go to rest, right? But now is a perfect time to rest and to swap worry and to see worry, not to deny worry. Sometimes I deny, say, I could worry about you, but guess what? I'm going to make a decision to take extra good care of myself. And I'm going to get into action. And you see how you feel when you get into action around what you say is important to you. So I'm inviting you all to create a great day on purpose and to nourish yourself with the most beautiful, water-rich, nutrient-dense, beautiful food available. And when we live by those kind of principles and we have our eyes tuned to those kind of principles, and we don't need so much labels, because then the foods will fall into alignment when we have a litmus test and we have a vetting process for anything that we're allowing into our body temple. So I'm inviting you to create a great day on purpose because you said so. For those folks that reached out about the cocoon that is coming, so perhaps wrap your mind around, you're invited to wrap your mind around going in, going underground, creating your own womb space, your own cocoon where you can go in and rest. You can go in and sleep, and you can rest and give yourself a break and give yourself a rest and give yourself a reset, give yourself an opportunity to experience abundance and rest and reset. So I will be reaching back out to those folks that contacted me about the cocoon. But what I would invite you to do is initially wrap your mind around going in, and perhaps even write in your journal, what does that look like for you going within, to really take the time to focus on you. And the breath is one of our biggest tools. All right. I will see you all soon. Feel free to subscribe to this channel if you find any value here. You're welcome to maybe perhaps share it with someone who can use some support, right? Some positive support as it be about the business of self-care. All right, see you soon.